this miserable song on repeat. Cause you seem to forget how much you are hurting me. Do what's right, you say you will, but then you don't. You just don't. You don't care, cause you don't take me seriously. What's there to repair if you don't wanna talk to me? You should know your time is up, I'm out, I'm done. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better. Yeah, yeah. So you thought I would let this slip. No, that's right. Your words don't mean a thing to me. Sleepless night, your love has left us incomplete. Thinking that your promises will fit so loud. No, that's right. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better. Cause I don't. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better. Oh no. So you thought I would let this slip. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence, so now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip, thought you knew me so much better.
What's going on? What's going
In
on?
this moment,
Yes.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
No.
It's not hard to fool me,
No.
'cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Yes.
In the chat room,
Lead the way, I follow.
please put your
Need to say
age, city,
where
gender.
we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good night,
Yeah.
'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment.
Let's open some candles as we get in here.
So tell your good nights, 'cause I'll buy no matter what.
Lala Bo, Alone 17, characterized as a nice marine fragrance with hints of amber notes,
It's not
like being
a problem,
on the beach.
'cause I know what I'm getting.
I love burning this during the daytime.
Yes.
And
During the daytime, good daytime cologne, candle.
'Cause I'm addicted to what you
Right up there with Eddie Green
realize.
and Fizz.
Lead the way.
one for the evening from Francis Kirk Jean. AU 17. Japanese incense. That's right, baby. Grown men get grown men candles. Grown men candles doing grown men things. Y'all don't put them Glade plug-ins up and then reduce it. Crap like that. Yeah, man. That's right, man. Ooh, that box even smells good. Hey, baby. Make sure you take care of yourself or nobody else will. Make sure you take care of yourself or nobody else will. Shout out to the CIA. Confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI. You feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. Hope everybody's having a good evening. Tonight we're going to get into a topic that I promise is going to be touchy. So, moderators, you have been warned. Trigger fingers are ready. What I know about MFK? What I know about MFK, buddy? Francis Kirk Jean. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But you know, fragrance review is fragrance and fashion, guys. All right. So people keep asking, what's the name of that song? What's the name of that song? Don't worry about it. Why y'all want to hear my stuff? Just wait till the soundtrack drops this weekend. It's still in editing right now. That's why it's not up. Boy, black folk, I always want your stuff, but no, that's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, so how many people watched the show yesterday where we did colorism? Guys, the same rules apply today. We're going to have people in our space that are not normally here. And they are our welcome visitors, okay? They are our welcome visitors. Oh, yeah. Godfather Ring 1. Godfather Ring 2. They are our welcome visitors, okay? What does that mean? That means don't be talking crazy to people just because somebody comes in here and says something that's a little off base. They're new, okay? But I expect you guys to be on your best behavior. Be on your best behavior because at the end of the day, when you have company, you're representing everybody else over here, not just yourself. So I'm going to have much more to say and look at the people that are on this side than the people who come in. Now, that does not mean they get to come in and say whatever the heck they want to. They don't get to come in here and start being rude to men, and talking crazy because they will get escorted out of here with the quickness. I've seen somebody in my chat room, in my comment section, just, I find it funny. Their names already. And then they're all over the place. All this smoke for black men. Then they're all over the place in black men's spaces. I'm like, I thought you was going on to the other side. But you all in comment section and all in comment spaces with black men. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? They just like, ooh, you black men. Okay. So, last night, if you type in all caps, the system will automatically delete your comment. If you do it again, it's going to time you out. Type like you got sense. All right, let's get into this. Last night I asked a question about the colorism comment. Is it your skin or is it your attitude? Fair question. Are you competitive at getting what you want from the men you want? What's up in Seattle, the Pacific Northwest? I mean, in Seattle, you have Microsoft, Apple, Boeing, telecom, the tech corridor. some of the most successful high value men in the world are in Seattle, but yet so many women from Seattle, black women from Seattle coming through talking about black men only want white women and Latinas. We're going to get into it. But when you get a brother, can you keep him? And here's the more important thing. What have you done to improve yourself in ways that high value men want? Oh, you hear that? Did you hear what I just said, ladies? What have you done to improve yourself in ways that high value men want? And what is high value? High value comes directly from talking about income first. You can't be high value at $50,000 a year. You can have a rock solid mindset and a frame. If you're making $20 an hour and driving, no shade, bro, but that's not high value. It's something else. When it comes to high value, I've already done a broadcast on what makes a high value man. Go back and look at that. So as I was getting this show ready, I saw some comments already in the comment section. Lots of broke amen in here denigrating women with broad generalizations. Well, understand, this is a broadcast. And as such, we have to make broad generalizations to cover a broad topic, to cover to a broad assortment of individuals. So if you have a problem with broad generalizations that are generally true, you need to leave. That is a weak-minded argument. To say, well, not all, that's some kindergarten playground stuff. Over here, I expect to be dealing with grown women, educated, intelligent women, well-read women. Not unlike some of these people who've been calling my phone and inboxing me with your broken English. You be talking down to black women's and do. I'm like, you didn't even watch my show. You can't even watch what I'm saying. But instead of insulting them and doing that other kind of stuff, I just ignore them. You're not going to get any limelight. If you're trying to build a YouTube channel or a platform off of trying to troll me or trying to have smoke for me, have at it. I'm not going to mention your name, though. But we're going to have a real conversation today. High value black men. Here's the things that don't work. You cannot use shame. Somebody came in here and said, yo mama black. That argument, that line of thinking, if that's your only reply to make yourself competitive with high value black men, that's a sorry state for you to be in. I mean, honestly, if that's your ultimate comeback is, hey, high value black men, you got to pick a black woman because your mama black. That doesn't bode too well for the caliber of women that are out there. If the only thing that goes is if that's the highest criteria, that means she didn't have to do anything except be born. All she had to do was be born a black woman, and that made it enough. Because here's the thing. Black men know we have to be 3 times as good to get half the credit. We know that. We've been told that our entire lives. We see it. We live it. You know it. You hear it. So if black men accept we have to be 3 times as good to get half the credit, black women, welcome to your side of it. So do you. To get the kind of man you say you want, you have to be competitive. Because a man that has to be 3 times as good to get half the credit, he's had to make himself valuable. And he's not going to diminish himself, period. So shame is not going to work. The insults, your mama black, you hate yourself. We're going to hear it all tonight. You can't handle a strong woman. It's just like, get a new playbook. This stuff is tired. And then the guilt. It doesn't work. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. These things don't work. The net of it is, Whose issue is this to solve, ladies? If you want Keith. Keith, Blake Henry, Brad Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. High earner, not rich yet. Keith Henry is the upwardly mobile black man. Blue Henry is the upwardly mobile black man who's on the blue collar side. And then the hit squad is the younger guys, guys under, 27 and under. Then here's the question, guys. This is a question I have to ask you, ladies. I have to ask the ladies. Ladies, black women, I have to ask you, and this is, now understand, over here, I'll hear the argument. I will hear the argument. But I need you to ask yourself a question. Oh, man, we got to get these likes up before we get into it. We only have 500 likes. I don't know what y'all think this is. We got to at least get him up over 50. Keep going. Keep it going.
Colorism is definitely a real thing. It does affect Black women and Black men.
Okay,
but
how is
when
it
it comes to
affecting you?
dating,
How is it affecting you?
I think all is fair in love and war. So
Okay.
if you're not beating out the competition, you might not get picked. So you just have to try to get the best that you can get. And I'm trying that right now, but I'm not married yet.
Okay. So how do you square those two positions?
I guess getting better at dating.
Well, not get better. I mean, you said that you think colorism is a thing and it affects black women. Okay. How's it affecting you? And you basically said,
As the better choice to the men around. Makeup,
how
exercise.
does colorism affect the competitive woman?
I think it affects the society as a
No,
whole. It
ma'am. No,
affects
no,
the
no, ma'am. No, did you
perception.
hear the question?
Can you repeat it?
How does colorism affect a competitive woman?
It might. I think it affects it affects the Black woman's perception
How
in
does
society.
colorism affect a singular competitive?
It doesn't.
Thank you.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. There you go. How does colorism affect a singular competitive woman? Doesn't. See, I kept asking her that question. If you're competitive, how does any of this stuff affect you? And she had to, I want to say what I've been programmed to say. It was like you can hear the gears turning, and it's like it does not compute. How does it affect a singular competitive woman? Yeah, but see, I gotta. How does it affect a singular competitive woman? It doesn't. Thank you. Even she was exasperated. It doesn't affect a singular competitive woman, and therein lies the rub. That's where we're going to start from. Are you competitive? See, the thing is, it always goes down to these brothers on the West Coast and these big cities. They marry out. They want the white girl. They'll kick it with you, but in order to move up the corporate ladder, you got to have that little miss thing on your arm. We've heard that crap before, right? We've heard this crap before. This is what Black men have been hearing for the longest. So we're going to go into it. We're going to go into it, and I'm going to be respectful of the topic, ladies. I got to ask a question to Black women, in particular Black women and Black women only. Black women, are you truthfully, not you, how do I want to frame this? Are you an asset or a liability in corporate America? I mean, especially in corporate America. Because this whole marrying out and white women thing, that only matters if you're the man that they want. If they don't want you, brothers, let's be honest. If you own fries at McDonald's, they don't care if you got Becky. They only care if you got the bag, or if you're gonna get the bag. Let's be honest. That's why I put parameters out there so we can start having a real conversation. They only care if you have the kind of money, or if you have the potential to make the kind of money that they never have to work again in their life, that they can have their 2 to 3 kids and have their suburban lifestyle, then they start to care. And I got to ask you, are you an asset or a liability in corporate America? And you know how corporate America is framed. Meaning, are you able to take a back seat to your husband's career? Are you willing to play the role? The soccer mom, baking the Girl Scout cookies, hosting the sleepovers at PTA meetings? Are you willing to do all that with a smile on your face? Is the average educated Black woman an asset or a liability? That is what a lot of men are asking themselves. And it comes from an attitude standpoint. It's not as though you're not educated, intelligent. It's not as though all the things on paper, but attitudinally. I've said it before. When I was around Black men in corporate America, I was personally asked to not bring my spouse back to company functions because she was so difficult. And this is not an uncommon thing. I use that as an example to ask the question of any of the women that you've heard calling in, talking about they want, especially over the last week. Just listen to the attitude and say, is this how would the average guy think of this woman? The colorism show, any of these shows. Because here's what it comes down to, ladies. You cannot like what men say. A lot of women don't like some of the things I say, but at the end of the day, unless you're planning on marrying a woman, it doesn't matter what you think. The consumer, the purchaser, the acquirer of the product that is a black woman is a black man. The end consumer of the product of women is men. And in the market, you got to go ask the consumer what they want. And that's one of the things that's been so missing in all these men are from Mars, women are from Venus. They've been asking women what they want for the longest. No one ever thought to ask men. Men are saying what they want now. And here's a question. Can you give it to them? First off, do you have it to give? Are you going to give it to them? And are you going to give it to them willingly? That's what it comes down to. So this is when things like that colorism thing came up, because when you have women who, women like these women who are not competitive for the kind of men they want, instead of just saying, I'm not competitive for the kind of man I want, and either doing what it takes to become competitive and give the kind of man that you want what he wants, you're trying to get him to change what he wants. You're trying to make him feel bad for wanting what he wants. You can either give him what he wants, or you can go to another store. That's where we're at. Next. Now, I understand that a lot of sisters aren't going to like some of the things I'm going to have to say. But as a black man who spent his entire career in corporate America, I heard this for 20 plus years. Black man get rid of his woman and get a white woman to move up. It was in Waiting to Exhale. It's been a popular trope in black America. But is it true? Damn it. I want you to hear some more of this colorism stuff. Again, it's, the reason we can't get, the high value men, the high value black men is because of our skin tone. Really? Is that it? But then when you ask, get them nailed down. If I lose my what if I lose them or drop them? But hey, you ask, when you get them nailed down, what happens? Woman. You get them nailed down to the point.
Hello.
Hi,
Kevin.
remember this crazy chick from last night? Oh yeah, I'm gonna use you.
Hello?
Hi,
Kevin. I've called your show before. I know that you got pretty angry with me a couple of shows ago.
This is an uncompetitive woman.
But I wanted to speak about the colorism topic that Juliet.
This is an uncompetitive woman who was called into my show 5 or 6 times. She's disguised her voice. She did. But I know it's you. You've been on my show 4 times, and you're only supposed to call in twice. Understand what I mean? This is an uncompetitive woman. She can't get she thinks she should be able to get a high value man, and she's average. She's average. And that's not an insult. We got to stop making average an insult. And thinking that she's going to call over and instead of booking her time with me to get her one-on-one consult, she doesn't want to do it the right way. Again, why am I using her as an avatar? Well, a high-value black man has to do a lot of stuff he doesn't want to do. He has to play the game. There is a right and a wrong way to do it. You cannot become high value and be antisocial. And I've said it before, we got too many antisocial leanings in our community, and we got so many of our women who want high value men, but they don't even want to do the minimum. I spoke to this woman at length. And instead of just taking the advice, she calls back to get some more stuff free and more stuff free. This is the woman that comes to the food court and tries to get full off of the individual chicken nuggets. This is the woman that goes to happy hour and tries to get full off the chips and salsa. This is the woman, and then when you call her out, she'll, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. And then this is the woman that will actually call up to the restaurant that's having happy hour, find out which manager is on duty, and go there on the days in which the manager that told her to leave ain't working. Dan is there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, I'll go up on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and eat free chips. That's this woman. She will force you to have to call her out, and then when you say something, and just triple down through life like I just deserve a black man because I want him. But here's the thing: this is an uncompetitive woman because when she went out with a Hispanic man, he talked to her like, it's not just the black men. You can't get a man. And instead of doing what it takes to become competitive, you want to talk about colorism.
Get brought up. I think that colorism is an issue within the Black community. I think that, I understand like Black women, we have really deviated from being feminine and embracing what makes us a woman. And I get that. But I think right now in this show, like, I don't know, I don't want to like put words in your mouth, but I think you might be downplaying colorism and its effects on Black.
I did a thought. Understand? If you watched my show last night, I had people calling into my show saying thank you. But again, when you're a loser, uncompetitive, everything has to be a reason. And I'm going to use this to a greater spring point. Understand that you're downplaying colorism as if that's the reason. See, a lot of Black women feel like Black men who want to be with others, that when they go to other women, they do it because they're self-hating and you can't. Maybe, let's go ahead. Let's do this.
Women and their marriage prospects. Because Julia, I think, lives in Seattle. Obviously, I live in California, and
All right. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm not downplaying anything. I have dark-skinned clients. I have dark-skinned women in my group. How's your dark skin prohibited you from finding a husband?
In my case, I don't think so.
Okay, but I said finding a husband.
Oh,
When was the last time? How many times have you been engaged?
I've never been engaged.
Okay. When was the last time anybody ever seriously talked about marriage to you?
My last boyfriend.
How long were you guys together?
We were together for a year.
Right. And why did it end?
It ended just because he was moving and it just didn't.
Right. It just didn't work. You couldn't move with him, right? See, Erica?
Yeah.
See, notice one of the questions I had is a lot of women, sisters today will wear the extensions. And you hear brothers say, you can mimic what other women of other races look like as far as femininity, but you can even mimic the tonality of their voices. But why can't you mimic their attitude? And here's the thing, it comes down to say whether or not you really like Black men. You may want us, you may love them, but do you like Black men? And at the end of the day, colorism, what she wanted to talk about, has not stopped her. It's not her skin color. It's attitude. Attitude. Again, this woman has called into my show multiple times. I've been professional, cordial, but upon the third time I said, ma'am, you need to stop. Don't call my show anymore. You need to book your one-on-one session if you want any more advice from me. I'm not going to give you a session. You need to book. That was And she said, "Oh, I'm going to go ahead and book that. I'm going to go ahead and book my time." I don't care whether she booked or not. And here's the thing, ma'am, I don't want you to book anything. If you try to, I'll refund your money. I don't want you as a client. I don't want you as anything. Because there's a right and wrong way to do things. And when you say you want brothers who have to go out and compete and win in the world, and you can't even come at men the right way, it's almost like a lot of sisters want high value men, but you want them to accept you as you are, and you don't even like how you are. But let's get into it. How many black women truly believe that black men, especially bougie black men, really want white women and Latina women? I don't want to hear anything about athletes and entertainers because those people are not our world. But this is one of the, I've heard this. How often do brothers have to hear? Kanye, when you get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. Get down, girl. Go ahead, get down. There was a book written, Why Do Black Men Love White Women? And the reality is, reality is this: even with the people who do marry out, the vast majority of black men marry black women. She said, "Please don't highlight me. Don't at me. I'll time you out for doing that." Okay, I want to know why you think this. I want to know what it is about white women that you think black men leave black women for. We're going to open the call lineups early because so much of this stuff does not even line up with the reality. The woman that called in about colorism yesterday, she had relationship after relationship after relationship. Her father couldn't even get her. She was not relationship material. The other woman that called in, the one I just showed you, you can get a date, but you can't get a long-term relationship from a black man, a Hispanic man, from any man. What does that say? Some of you ladies are shooting outside of your looks league. And that's something you're going to have to resolve. Because over the last 3 months, I can count the women on one hand and have fingers left over that say they wanted a man who was making less than 6 figures. You all want men that can provide in the top 1% range. But all of them are been average, except for 2. You're out of your looks lane. And see, think about the women, the black women that get mad or get upset when they see a successful black man with a non-black woman. Are these women pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous? If not, you can't say anything, man. You're not in his league. The only way you should have anything to say about a man on that level is if you're pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous. Well, he don't have to pick me, but he could have picked a black woman. We're going to handle that one too. See, black men realize that we have to do what it takes to compete. We got to work 3 times as much to be or half as good. Why aren't you doing the same thing? Why are you were not raised by dad just like he wasn't raised by dad. You weren't raised to be married just like he wasn't raised to be a husband. What have you done to be prepared? But he's made himself high value. Have you made yourself wife? You may have a master's, a PhD, a career, or this or that, but have you made yourself what he made himself? Again, I want to hear from the women. Don't want to hear from the men today, because I want to hear from the women who have this fear that black men are, that they can't, you can't, all that first call yesterday, all the black women, Kevin, they all want Latinas and white women. Really? And then when it came right down to it, that's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. Can you qualify for Keith Henry? Let's get it.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar,
Get them lights up.
un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay pues emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos malos buenos.
You want to piss a black woman off? Do that. You want to piss a black woman off? Do that in a restaurant.
De donde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón, porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Money world.
Se arregla con dinero. Money work. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunes.
For the big hundo donation, look here, man. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this nice, proper, polite. We're going to have a conversation. I want to hear from the women who feel like they are high value women, high value worthy. That's what I want to hear from. I want to hear from the women who feel as though, all right, I am high value worthy. I am worth a high value black man. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear from the women who are high value worthy. That's what I want to hear. Because you can't get upset if a high value man does not pick you, or if he picks a non-black woman. Well, let's just go. If he picks a white woman, because it's not him picking a Latina woman that's so bad, or an Asian woman. It's that white woman. Something about that white woman that just makes black women go, eh. And we can talk about it. Because I've heard things like, all right, high value black men they should go around the world on a mission to try to find a black woman instead of getting with a white woman. You're marrying out and you're taking our generational wealth. Well, black women aren't staying married to black men. How many women have you heard on here talk about how they left their man? You cannot, if you don't have black couples, you can't have black nothing. Without black couples, legal married couples producing legal children, not this spiritual union, no, legal married couples where instead of you living here and he lives here, 2 rents, 2 utilities, 2 sets of groceries, consolidate all that, have legal children that you take out insurance policy on mom and dad buy a house. When mom and dad pass on, they pass the house on to the kids and they get the insurance policy. And the kids rinse, wash, and repeat. That's how you do this. And if you aren't, let's get into it. All right. You're going to have to tell me your name. You're going to have to tell your name. I don't know why this says iPhone, but that's what I want to know. I'm not gonna hear all this stuff that black men need to run all over the world, being around the world and they got to go everywhere. If he's in Seattle, he needs to find somebody from Seattle. In my group, people are hooking up and meeting all across the country, Boston and Atlanta. But see, men are willing to do what it takes to get what they want. So many of you ladies don't want to do a damn thing to get a man. You just want him to basically come knock on your door. And that ain't going to work. High value black men have to go through hell and high water to get where they are. And they're being around the world and that won't work now, will it? So, Isis Roberts, you're going to get your audio together. You're going to turn the YouTube channel off in the background. And you're going to talk to me. When I ask you to unmute yourself, you're going to be ready to go. If not, I'm going to go to the next caller. In 3, 2, 1. Unmute yourself, Isis. Hello? Hello?
Hi, how are you, Kevin?
I am well. And your first name is?
Isis. Isis Candace is my first name.
Okay. And how old are you?
22.
22. All right. What do you have on the topic?
I feel like this is a really good topic to talk about. Could be kind of controversial, but it's needed. Because this is something that I was also interested in coming up as a young Black girl, wanting to get married and whatnot. So this is something that was like really pushed out there in media. And I was like, well, you know what? Let me just look into it for myself. And I've been listening to some of your past broadcasts, and you were talking about like the top 3 like Black men and high earning Black men: Barack Obama, Denzel Washington, Will Smith, right? You said that in a previous show.
I was saying not earning, but I said as far as golden boy status. But what is it?
Okay.
What? Okay, are you in college?
Just graduated.
And what's your degree in?
Accounting.
Were you raised with mother and father in the household?
Yes.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have one brother.
Is he older than you or younger than you?
Older.
How much older?
10 years.
Is he married?
Yes.
Okay. Were you raised to be a wife?
Yes, yeah. I was raised to be a wife, but like growing up, my parents always taught me we're educating you for you to be able to take care of yourself. So like
Let me stop you right there.
like,
Let me stop you right there. Then you weren't raised to be a wife.
that's why I was like, kinda, because
No, you said you were. See, it's no kinda. Either you were or you were not. I mean, if we're going to have the conversation, let's have the conversation. What side of the country are you on? East Coast, West Coast, North, South?
East Miami.
Miami. All right. At 22 years old, your brother's married. Your mother and father are still married?
Yes.
All right. But did your mother teach you how to cook, clean, take care of a man? Let's start it this way. Did your mom cook
Yes.
every day?
No.
How many days a week?
Like when I was younger, all the time. As I got older, 3 or 4, and my dad would step in and fill in.
Okay. So not all. So how often did you fix your dad's plate and your brother's plate?
Every time I cooked. So that would have been like, that would have, how often?
Yeah. I mean, if you ate 3 meals a day with your family, or 2 meals a day at least. Okay.
I would say 3 times a week because I cook breakfast on the weekends,
Okay.
dinner, lunch during the week.
But did you make their plates?
Yes.
Did you clean their plate? Did you pick their plates up?
Yes.
Did you wash?
Well,
did
yeah.
you wash the dishes? See, here's the thing: women who are raised to be wives cook, they serve the men, they pick the plates up, they wash the dishes all the time. The men don't do the housework. Now you know that.
Ever?
No, the men cut the yard, take out the trash. See, that's what I mean. You weren't raised to be a wife. You were raised to be a working woman.
Okay. I wouldn't disagree.
Right. So, do you want to have children?
Yes.
How many?
Like 3.
And do you want to have to work to pay significant bills?
Not significant.
So,
but I don't mind taking some.
okay. So again, you're another one of these women who want a man who's making about $300,000 plus. That's fine. As far as your height, how tall are you?
5'2".
What size dress?
Between 2 and 4.
And how much did you weigh at your last weigh-in?
130.
5'2", and that's not a 2 and 4. You're closer to a 6. And then as far as your face, yeah, I know what I do.
I've never been in a 6.
Then something's wrong with your scale. You must have them in carnival scales. 5'2", 130 is not a dress size 4, unless you're very, very athletic. We're talking about 12% body fat. But as we move on your face, 0 to 10, and you cannot use a 7. Where would most men rank you?
I really don't know.
Then you're not pretty. Because if you're pretty, you know it.
I really don't know. Maybe a 6. I don't know.
But see, here's the thing, man. I'm just trying to get some. You're an accountant. Numbers matter. Balancing the balance sheet matters, right? You can't just say you didn't find the 2 cents. You got to balance it.
Right.
All right. Well,
right.
Why would a man making $300,000 want a woman who was not raised to be a wife who's a 6?
First of all, I mean, you asked me if I would like to pay significant bills, and I was like, not really. That doesn't necessarily mean I want to be with a guy who has to make $300,000.
Okay, well let's run this. Let's go ahead and run that thing. Let's go ahead and run that. You live in Miami, yes? Where would you like to live? Miami?
I wouldn't like to live in Miami.
You would like to live in Miami.
So more like West Palm, more north.
Okay, but Miami's okay. What part of Miami would you like to live in?
Little north of Miami, like north of Lauderdale, West Palmish.
And what's the cost of living in Miami?
It could be pretty expensive.
Right, it's a 143% of the United States average. How much do you want to live in an apartment, or you want to live in a house?
I could start an apartment and then go to a house.
You must still live at home.
I mean, if you're thinking about marriage, house would be ideal for a marriage.
I'm asking the truth. See, the problem is, you young lady, you don't know what it costs. Do you live on your own right now?
Yes.
And how much is your rent?
My rent is 800.
Who are you sharing it with?
Nobody. It's a small apartment. I just graduated from college.
$800. Okay. All bills paid?
Yeah, all bills included.
Are you on campus or off?
I was on campus.
Right. How much is the average apartment? See, what I'm trying to get you to understand is $800. You know what rent is in Miami for an average 1-bedroom apartment?
That's like starting at 1 bedroom is way more expensive than 800. Like one.
I
In
know.
a good area in
So
Miami
get
City,
right down
1 bedroom
to
is
it.
like
In order to
200.
have 3 children in the suburbs, you're going to need a home that's around $400,000 to $500,000. For a woman to not have to work, each child is $200,000. You want you want over $500,000 in children, and you don't want to have to work to pay
I
significant.
never said I
And
don't
you
want to
don't want
work.
to.
I'm not.
You said you don't want to have to work to pay significant bills. That means really not working here or there. You want your husband to be. Look, ma'am, I don't really care. I just want you to understand what it is you're asking for.
Okay.
You don't want to have to work to pay significant bills. That means your husband needs to be able to carry 100% of the load and then you help out. That's fine. But that means a man who's making, if he's making $100,000 in Miami, is $50,000, $56,000 in Atlanta. That's broke for the 3 people and 3 kids and a wife. That's enough for one person. In order to carry a wife, he's going to have to replace your income. How much do you plan on making 5 years from now if you're not married? How much do you think you'll be making in salary?
Salary. Let's say I get my CPA. 100K plus.
So he has to make 100K, because I had a woman on here yesterday who was an accountant in the Big Four, and she was about in the CPA 95. He has to cover that plus pay for the kids. So yes, ma'am, you are asking for a man who's making $300,000+, and that's just Atlanta dollars. I didn't even adjust it for Miami. See what it is, ma'am, is so many ladies like yourself have never actually asked yourself, what does it take to be a man to cover for an entire family, the kids, and a woman not to stay at home? And I asked the question, what is he getting for his $400,000? He's getting a woman who did not grow up cooking, cleaning, and serving the men in her own house every day. This is not how you were raised. You weren't take care of your brother and your husband like a lot of women from traditional families. You were raised to be an American working woman. Well, guess what, ma'am? You're going to be. Because if you're not an 8, 9, or 10, you don't get that.
And I don't have a problem with that.
But the thing is, good, because the reality is, it's going to be much more likely that you're going to be like the other 72% of American women with children under 18. You're going to be working.
I don't have a problem with that. Like most women that call into your show, they want to stay home. They want to be a wife. That's not what I was raised to do. I'm willing to accept that. And I don't plan to stay home.
So your last boyfriend,
at-home wife.
So have you had a boyfriend? Have you had a boyfriend leave you for a non-black woman?
No.
So why is the fear that he would do that?
I don't have that fear.
Okay. So we've had this exercise. I try to teach women about the numbers, but why do you think women fear that so much then?
Because that's what's pushed in the media. And like, I think we don't push and promote Black couples enough.
Well, who doesn't?
Who does? I feel like
you said it's pushed in the media. What media?
Social media, just media in general.
What media? You mean like, well, I'll tell you what. There's black media. There's a black media, isn't there?
Yes.
Who runs it?
Black people.
Who runs it? Black men or black women?
Who runs black media? That honestly, I don't know. I can't say black
Who do you
men or
think
black women
runs it?
run black media. I would think both.
Really? Name me some black media outlets.
Black media outlets would be like Hot 105, like BT isn't even like black owned anymore. But I'm just really talking about like black shows where like black people
No,
frequent.
ma'am. I said black media, and we have black media. We have had it for a long time. Ebony Essence, Jet, Madame Noir, Oprah Winfrey, the OWN Network. You can go on YouTube and you can look on plenty of black Red Table Talk. All that's black media, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, who runs all those platforms?
Mostly women.
Right.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what the white media is pushing. Black people tend to watch black shows. How come black women don't push?
Right.
How come black women don't push black marriage on black media?
That's a good question.
No.
But that
No. That is no. You said we need more black couples. I agree. But you said, I asked you, why do black women have these fears? You said, because it's pushed in the media. I said, what's media? You said on the media. And I said, okay, who runs the media? I don't know. I said, is there a black media? You said yes. Because you don't watch white media. Let's be real. You don't watch Criminal Minds. You're not watching Law and Order. You're not watching shows on ABC, NBC. You're watching black media. You watch black media, and black media is run by black women. Black women feel the way you say they feel. Why don't they push positive black couples?
It might be. Pardon?
Why don't black women on black media push positive black couples?
I feel like they don't think that reality like exists, maybe, or they just fear them themselves.
No, ma'am. You're not even following your own logic. You said black women fear this because it's what's promoted in the media. So if black women can't control what's in the media that's promoted to black women, they should do something to counter the fear if they cared.
Good point.
Right. Do you make room for the possibility that there are people in the black female media who don't really want to see black people get together? They want to see you single. They want to see black men over here, and they want to see us fighting. Because that's why you get Love and Hip Hop here, Love and Hip Hop there, Love and Hip Hop this, Love and Hip Hop that, Desperate Housewife this, Desperate Housewife that. You don't see the Cosbys on black media run by black women, do you?
Not really.
Let me tell you, when do you ever see a black female show doing what I'm doing right now?
This is rare, to be honest.
Right. So when a black man calls into a black woman's platform, do you ever see him even get a chance to talk?
I mean, if he's agreeing with the point that she's putting out
there you go. If he's agreeing with the point, if he's kissing her ass, then they'll let him stay. But as soon as he raises a point, they shut him down. And then they tell you black men like me and my guys don't exist. Well, I'm going to tell you, the problem, young lady, you need to go back and talk to your sisters and say, stop putting this bullshit out here. You're fucking it up for the black people. That's what you need to do with your black women and your black media. Because they don't listen to us, but they do listen to you, young lady. What you going to do about
it? Speak about it.
To who?
More black women that I encounter.
Okay. What's your name on YouTube? I'm going to hold you to that. No, ma'am. Here's the thing, ma'am.
It's the same.
Here's the thing, ma'am. I'm making a laughing point. But see, I'm not joking because Derek Jackson, he often talks to black women. And he's very hope-filled with them, but he talks really bad about black men, especially older black men. And the black men in the love industry, as it were, all they talk to is black women. But you never see any black men. Over here, you got almost 3,000 people watching right now. You got black men here. You got black women here. I'm not a love relationship guru. I'm just a man who decided to make something happen. What about the people who have hundreds, thousands, millions of dollars in these platforms that say they love y'all so much? They care so much about black family, black love, but never put a goddamn black positive family in front of you. Never put a black man who can actually push back in front of you. It takes a black man to come over here and do something for even black women to come over and say, what's this food talking about? And then realizing, you know what? He's got a point.
No, you do have a point, to be honest. And that's what attracted me to your channel, because I was like, finally you're getting something real from an actual black man. I mean, personally, in my family, I didn't really see the stereotypes that were pushed, and I knew like something was wrong with the rhetoric that's being pushed with black relationships and whatnot. So that's what really attracted me to your channel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't plan on spreading my message through YouTube.
Well, my point is my point is this: the fear is pushed, but it's not pushed. It's not real. Mm-hmm. It's contrived, and who's pushing it? Because it ain't the black men. Black men are 51% of black men are single and childless. 64% of black men are in the middle class. Black men are doing very well, but you hear the stats, the download, it is to that. And every time I tend to hear black women talk about black men, it's always some pejorative something. I've even heard black women talk about my channel and talk about, oh, well, he's a woman. Right. Yeah. Look, because you got to ask yourself.
Women don't present views the way you present them. Like, wow. Anyway.
Well, here's the thing. There is something, and I will say this, and I got to get to the next call. The women between the age of 36 and 60 are the ones that dominate the message in black media. They're in charge of the media. Now, you may see a younger cohort on YouTube in the videos, but the people who are actually running the platforms and businesses, making the business decisions, the advertising and everything, there's a lot of money in keeping black men and black women single. There's a lot of money in it. When you get your own apartment and the boyfriend has his own apartment, that's two people that could be in a house. When you got to pay your power bill, he got to pay his power bill. Those are two people that could be consolidating. There's a lot of money in keeping this gender war thing going on. And I just need to say, I got to get to the next call, but you got to ask yourself, if this is the case, who benefits? It ain't the black man, ain't the black woman. It's the people who tend to push that message. Think about it. Thank you, Isis. Appreciate it.
No problem.
There you go. She got that Miami accent. Okay, so we got a sister on here that says, I'm a black woman that works, unmute yourself. I'm a black woman that works in corporate America earning close to $100,000. I believe we could have a more productive conversation. I'm done my calculations. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Hi. What's your first name?
Tayo.
Who?
Tayo.
Kayo?
Tayo, like your tie and O.
Tayo?
Correct.
Okay, Tayo. How old are you?
I'm 33.
All right. So the topic is, why do high value black men love white women? What do you have on the topic?
I believe a lot of it has to do with brainwashing. You
By
made
who?
some very valid points about the media.
Mm-hmm.
And there are black women and black people that are gatekeepers to holding back the progression.
Okay, but before you say, I got it. This is a conversation. I want to ask you something. Brainwashing by who and who's being brainwashed?
The media. The media here in the United States is brainwashing.
And they're brainwashing who?
Black people in general, the entire society. But because we are talking about black men and black women, this is something that is being targeted towards them. Because but
I need to be clear. I get it, but I want to be on the same page. See, you know what you believe. I don't. You said the media, and I said, who are they targeting with their brainwashing? Are you saying the media is brainwashing black women, or are they brainwashing black men in the statement you made?
The entire society, black men and black women, everyone is being influenced by the media.
Okay, but then I also said that there is also a black media. No, hell to the no. You don't do that on my show.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yes. Get this shit straight. You don't overtalk the host, corporate black woman. Do you do that in your company meetings when the manager's talking?
No, but I definitely
But then you
cut them
don't do
off
it here.
Kevin, you
Don't
cut
talk,
me
don't
off, though.
condescend to me, woman.
I'm
I can
not
cut you off
condescending.
because I'm running a show. I've been polite to you, but do not come at me with that condescending, petty attitude. That shit does not work here, man.
But
You
that's not
treat
what
me
I'm
nice.
doing.
I asked you a question. I'm going to continue to ask you questions. If you don't like the way this flows, you can exit stage left because I have a show for 3,000 people to run, not just for you and your talking points. So, do you want to have a conversation or do you want to have your way?
It's not about me having my way.
I asked a question.
Can I finish my sentence?
Can you
though?
answer my question?
What is your question?
Do you want to have a conversation or do you want to have your way?
Yeah, I would like to have a conversation that's productive between the
Well,
two
I
of
will
us.
decide. I will decide what's productive on my show. This is my
Okay, but do you see I'm not able to.
So, this is what do we notice about this, ladies?
Danger zone!
Say it again, brother.
Danger zone!
Notice when we get women there in the danger zone. You can unmute yourself.
No, I'm not. I didn't mute myself.
No, I said I muted you. I muted you. I said
but
said
I'm
you.
not speaking. I wasn't speaking.
I muted you because you were speaking when I was still trying to talk. See, I asked a simple.
I wasn't.
All right. How about this? So you need to unmute yourself. Tayo, I see it. You're 33.
Honestly, I feel attacked.
You're 33.
Right now.
I don't care. Okay, could you put your husband on then?
What does that have to do with the conversation?
Because maybe he's better to
right
have.
Now.
Maybe he's better to speak to since you feel attacked. Go get your protector.
But that doesn't have anything to do with
go get your husband since you feel attacked, and I would gladly have the conversation with you and him.
I called in to address the topic.
Okay, but you're not doing it on. But see, this is my show, and this is my business. You're coming into my place of business, and you want to do it your way. That does not work. And see, I know you don't. I know you don't do this in corporate America. Going in thinking you're going to overtalk a boss or going over talk somebody who's in charge. No, and then you come over here. You don't out earn me. You're not smarter than me. You're not more accomplished than me. Any of that. This is mine, not yours. And the previous caller, who was younger than you, seemed to just be able to comport herself just fine. But it's funny. I tend to have this problem with women in your age range, around your income status. But I asked to speak to your husband, and then there is. Do you think there's a correlation as to why? I asked you about the media, and the media is out there, true. But I said to the last caller, we have black media, which most black people watch. Why is black media brainwashing black women?
Okay. So I think you've put me into a group in which you've already had some negative experiences with.
All right. You're going to either answer the question or you can go to the next thing. See, this is how it goes, guys. When you get these women in they just can't win. It's like, I'm going to be right.
Danger zone!
We can try one more time and get on to the next person.
I've listened to you put me in a category. In which I'm
lady, how about this? Put a period and move on if you want to have the conversation. Black media exists. Black media is what black women tend to watch far more than white media. Why is black media brainwashing black people with these negative messages?
See, what you've done is unfair, though, because now
I have put a period there, man. We're going to either move on because we're not going to agree.
This is not
either you're
fair.
going to, I don't care. Guess.
Put me in a category.
All righty then. So, like I was saying, see, young ladies, understand this is a woman that says, I'm a black woman who works in corporate America earning close to $100,000. Great. But none of your earnings or accomplishments has done anything to help you have any better relationship skills. Again, the problem was, you can hear it on the playback, you're trying to over talk the host, the guest, the person, and then trying to use shame, guilt. Well, I'm feeling attacked and all these other kind of things. Yeah, Karen, take that somewhere else. Remember I talked about Karen White? Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Karen White. The black woman who acts like a white Karen is the black man's greatest nemesis to getting something done. This is the kind of woman that brothers fear in the workplace. I was trying to speak to Kevin and he was just being so hostile. I felt attacked. Out of here. Even when you try to move the conversation on, she's still going to, no, I'm going to be right. Well, I'm going to be right. You can try that. Go to work.
Can I just finish my
No,
sentence?
You can answer my question, ma'am, if you like. If not, you can leave.
Okay, I understand, but
you can answer my question or you can leave. You can stay if you want to answer my question. You see, man, I've given you a very simple position. You can either answer my question and stay, or you cannot answer and leave. You cannot do it your way. Which would you like to do?
I would like to answer your question.
All right. The media exists. I agree. White media exists. White media exists. I'm going to repeat the question. White media exists. Black media exists. Black people watch black media most of the time. Why is black media brainwashing black women, black people, black women in particular, with such negative messages?
But now you're domineering my...
Alrighty. I need you guys to ask yourself a question. That $100,000 woman in corporate America, is she a liability or an asset to the average black man? You're an asset to me because you made me money. Is she an asset or a liability? Again, is it your skin tone or is it your attitude? Are you competitive in what men that you want? What have you done to improve yourself in ways that men that you want? I mean, great, you're $100,000 in corporate America, but you have no husband. Notice when I asked her about her husband, she got offended. What does that have to do with anything? You're 33, $100,000, unmarried and in danger zone. And unmarried. And you got a problem with it and think the problem is over here. But no, ma'am, it's not. It's over there with you because you are still stuck where you are. I can't help you because you don't want to be helped. We couldn't even talk. You didn't even want to get past the point because you're stuck so heavily in danger zone. You're just stuck there. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. She was going to be right. But see, I guarantee you, she probably has weave, which is cool. You can have those extensions, which is cool. She had that nice tonality in her voice. I said, that's great. You can match the hair and the tonality, but you can't match Becky's attitude. That's why you can't match Becky's outcomes. And like it or not, if Keith Henry is leaving women like you to go over there with other women, whose issue is it to resolve? Is it you or is it him? It's yours, because at the end of the day, when I ask you where your husband is, all I got was what? Meep. That's all we got. Husband. What kind of witchcraft is that? What kind of Husa fudge are you talking about? Husband. I've sat here, sir, and wrote my 32 points. And I am going to go through each of them. Man, would you like to move on and have the conversation? Well, now you've attacked me and put me in the corner. And now you frame my conversation. And I just don't have to. And this works in corporate America. When I have Brad back me up, it works. When I have HR, but I can't deal with a black man who can actually tell me to shut the fuck up. It doesn't work, man. Fuck out of here. See, gentlemen, this is why you want to do what you need to do to become high value, to earn and make fuck you money. So where you can deal with women like this and tell them to peace out and understand this is not, N-O-T, not all black women. But it is uncomfortably, it's too large of a percentage, two or too many. How many times do you hear women in their early to mid 30s, corporate America, chronically single, unmarried, with shit tons of issues and can't figure out why they can't get a man? Wonder why, I wonder why, I wonder why. And it's our fault. Well, I hope that degree keeps you warm at night. That thing is made on, what is the degree is made of sheepskin? That's the closest you're going to get to a condom on that, because I'll tell you right now. No, sir. No, sir, no, sir, no, sir. Danger zone. Danger. Been so long. It's been on. Oh, they running now, boy. Oh no. Get on the floor. The villain right here. Come on. Y'all all got all that smoke to tell black men why they running from, we've been brainwashed with bad images. You're right. But we control black media has existed for 50 plus years. The Color Purple was written by a black woman, not a white man. All the media that you want to talk about, the big seminal things that have really resonated in black culture, have been written by black women. And when I ask the question, why do you have Love and Hip Hop Tulsa and Love and Hip Hop Akron and Love and Hip Hop Boise City and Love and Hip Hop Reno? You got Love and Hip Hop everything, but you don't have one reasonable show. I ask, when do you ever see black female platforms on this YouTube that allow men to even call in? You go onto those platforms, you'll be timed out, you'll be shut down. They won't even say, welcome in as our guest. We're welcome to hear dissenting views. Nope. Unless you are kissing their butt, you cannot be heard. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that is by design. There is a lot of money in keeping black women and black men separate. That's why you hear all this dissension. Swirl over here and divest over here and da-da-da-da-da-da. Really? But you never see these sides even trying to talk. Again, you can't have, without black couples, you can't have black nothing. And how can you have a black love industry, black dating platforms, like all this other kind of stuff, when it's only women? There are no men over there. And the men that are over there are just little plants. Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say, George. Yeah, Soon, if he ever decides to stand up straight, he is gone. No, thank you. At the end of the day, it keeps a lot of black women single. Been so long.
Hi.
Hello. Hello. Hi. You need Evie? Evie?
Hi.
Hi.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am great. I am
With
great.
The R's, huh? With the extra R's, huh?
I'm great. Yeah. So, how old are you?
I am 27.
When?
I'm in your group.
Cool. Oh, okay. Well, you didn't have to. Okay. So, what you got for me?
Well, I meant to call in yesterday on your dark skin chat. I literally like just hopped on
Okay.
this live. So
Okay.
so I was like, oh, what's going on here? So much fire.
Well,
But no, I basically came on because Seattle yesterday was getting so much flack. And I feel like this topic is so interesting considering that Seattle is like infamously known of being like the swirl capital.
why?
And
Okay, so let's talk about it. Seattle has sports some of the most successful, high value, high earning black men in the country. Boeing,
I,
Microsoft, Apple, all this, they're there.
mhm.
Why are black women having such a hard time getting a black husband?
I think it's a lot of factors, but if I could say it plainly, I think if okay, there's 10 black women, right? And let's say the guy is the high earner, like not 300K, because in Seattle that's not really a lot of money, but
Right,
in
right,
general, over I don't know, maybe high six figures,
right.
over 700K.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you have that black man, no kids, no wife, high earner, whatever. But there's 10, he loves, let's say he prefers black women. So you have 10 black women.
Uh-huh.
If he wants one with no kids, that might knock out 4 of them. So there's 6 left. So let's
Hold on,
say
hold on, hold on, hold on. So if he likes 10 women and he
that
wants
are
one
all
with no
black.
kids,
They're all
all
black.
black, and he wants a one with no kids, that
So
knocks out
that
how
knocks
many?
4. Let's say that knocks out 4. So there's 6 left.
Okay.
Let's say he doesn't want a woman that is overweight. So that's going to knock out 3 more women. So now there's 3 left.
Uh-huh.
Let's say he doesn't want someone that might have had relations with a friend of his, because Seattle's kind of small. So in the black community, it could be easy to kind of mix and mingle.
Okay.
So that could be knocking out 1 or 2. Maybe he might have exceptions. So now you have like 1 black girl left,
Mm-hmm.
and there's other black men there competing for this one girl, but this one girl may not be like all that you have. So do you say to that black man that I'm only going to go for this one person, but there's other options as far as like the Asian community here and the white community
Well,
that like throw themselves
no,
on him?
but no,
You know?
no, you don't tell that one guy he has to just deal with that one woman. But here's what I heard. Here's what the men heard. Here's what the men heard. Why do you have a child without a husband to those 4 women? That's what the
I,
men. That's black women's fault as far as men are hurt. I'm using your
right,
example. Black men are saying that ain't our problem. That's y'all's problem. Y'all know we don't want to be stepdaddies of somebody else's kid. Then
right.
hold on, and then the black men here, and then the 3 that are overweight. That's 7 women who knocked themselves out of contention over things that they can control. And black men have been saying forever, we don't want no kids, and we don't want no overweight women. Da da da. So I
Yeah.
agree with you, but
Yeah.
you still have those women who will come on and say they can't find a man, and it's more or less just saying, no, you're gonna take this. That's not
Right.
gonna happen.
I think a lot of it is even in relation to the dark skin conversation yesterday. Because I'm dark skinned, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when it comes to Seattle and I guess West Coast in general, I just think for black guys it's really hard because you want to. I think most black men want black women. It's just the options are scarce for the ideal black woman that is childless, isn't crazy, and looks really good, like physically. So when you do find one that looks really good physically, either they get snatched up really quick, or maybe, there's other factors that aren't compatible, like, I don't know, religion or other stuff when it
See,
comes to like marriage.
all
So I just,
that stuff, the child and the kids. As a man, that's all I'm focusing on. What's coming out your mouth. Everything else is small.
mhm,
If black women know that there are high value, resource laden black men in a city, why are black women not doing what it takes to be competitive for the men they say they want? Why are they having kids out of wedlock? Why are they getting overweight when they're right there? All you got to do is reach up and take a man off the black man tree.
mhm.
That's what men hear.
Yeah.
And what men hear is, and here's what men hear. You don't give a damn about what black men want. You basically, the women you basically said are giving black men their butt to kiss and saying, you better kiss it. And if you don't, you're selling out your race. That's how a lot of brothers feel. It's like, we got to accept the things you're talking about when no other group of men would accept them. And if we don't, we're supposedly traitors. We're the ones selling
Yeah,
out.
I agree. I think like even the whole trader aspect, like there's even me out and about in Seattle before COVID or during COVID, because we have restaurants open now. I would see black men out with their white women or Asian women. And I I grew up here, so that this is just normal for me. I don't care. But sometimes I would see them and they would look at me, another black woman, and we have that like acknowledgement without saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
The look on their faces is kind of like regret, like, oh man, I didn't know there was like, like black women here that were like,
Hold on. Esther.
I mean,
Hold on. First off, one with the name Esther. Esther 1. What is this girl saying? Please, Esther, get your big ass up in here. Because see, I tell you one thing, Esther. Evie will have a husband probably inside the year. I would say that. And ain't nobody named, and your name is Esther. Please. Come on, Esther. See, what you just said ticked a lot of black women off because you broke the code, the sister code. You're not supposed to say children, which here's the thing. It is hard for a high value black man because you don't get to be high. Listen, ladies, a man does not get to be high value in his early 20s. It has to be late 20s, early 30s, or 40s in most cases. In most places, Seattle is different.
mm-hmm.
So if you're in your early 30s, a large portion of black women have decided to have children without the benefit of marriage. And that is a complete non-starter. If you have a child, that's tomorrow's show. Single mothers. That's tomorrow's show. And the reality is you can be upset. You can make any point you want, but these guys aren't going to take it. They're just not going to take it. Are they coming in? Hold on. Let me go ahead and make your final point because I'm quite sure they're going to start coming for your neck. And I ain't going to let them do that.
Yeah. So basically, I say that to say this is just my experience being in Seattle and knowing that there's a lot of swirling here and that there are black men that really do want black women. It's just that it's scarce because the type of high value man that we are picky for, they are also picky too. So if you don't measure up, it's going to be
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Yeah. I predict by age 29, you'll be, for sure. For sure. You mark it down. I said it on July 16th, but I give it 12 months. I give it good.
Okay.
I give it a good
manifestation, abundance mindset.
You see what's going on in the group?
Oh yeah, it's so beautiful. I love to see it.
but who put that together? A black man. Oh damn. Who knew? All right, Evie, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Yeah, guys, Evie is fine. And no, I'm just not going to let any dusty. You have to be a CIA brother to get in the group. Come on, I got plenty of brothers in there, but you got to bring your A game. You got to be black. You got to be LinkedIn level. I'm not accepting any shirtless pics and none of that foolishness. No, you come like you come into, this is man zone. The ladies that just called in and left. Look, I made some jokes because you got to make some jokes to keep it funny. But here's the thing that's not funny. Let's talk about the men that these women want. To be a high value brother, especially if you had to go to white collar route, you had to go to somebody's college. That means you had to go into debt. You had to go work in corporate America, kiss a lot of butt, rub a lot of elbows, play a lot of games, and compete 3 times the work to get half the credit. And when you get to that regional manager, director spot, VP of mergers and acquisitions, when you get there, you want to enjoy your labors. Let's say you get there and you're 33, 35 years old. 35 years old, then you turn around and you look at women age 23 to 29. And you look at the women who are 8s, 9s, and 10s. Because you got the money to afford their looks. That's just the truth. And then you see women who are 8s, 9s, and 10s, and you see a third of them already have a child. And the guy she had a child with was not the VP of mergers and acquisitions. Let's just be real. She didn't have a child with her husband, and she's divorced, and her ex-husband is the VP of mergers and acquisitions over at Titan. No, he's something else. So you think this VP of mergers and acquisitions is going to take you as the baby mama who got the baby? No. What are he going to do? Bring you and that around the company? No. Tyrone was over in the office trying. Okay, like she said, 1/3 of them have kids, but then 80%. This is going to hurt, sisters, but you got to hear what I'm about to say. 8 out of 10 American Black women are overweight today. That's irrespective of income, education, beauty, or whatever. That's 8 out of 10. That is insane. And then 80% of that number is obese. So that means even if she doesn't have a kid, she looks like she did have a kid. No. You got to understand that if you want one of these men, you got to stay childless and in shape. That's the bottom line to compete. And if you can't stay childless and in shape, you don't deserve to even ask about these guys. Hello? Ask to unmute. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Micah.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. Is that your first name, Micah?
Mika.
Mika? Okay, how old are
I know
you?
there's 30.
Okay, what do you have for me on the topic of high value Black men and white women's?
I think that Black women tend to chase the bag, and that focus allows us to put a lot of, different values to the side. So the conversation on media, right?
You say
A
Black
lot
women
of
tend to check bags?
chase the bag, chase
Okay.
money,
Okay.
you know. So in doing that, I think we let go of our values. So yeah, Oprah may run this network, but she'll do what she has to do to get the money. So if it doesn't mean promoting Black couples, she's not going to do it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go about the single women. You're talking about the media.
Well, both.
But here's the thing. Let's take it with the Oprah standpoint. If you guys stop buying this stuff, see, if you ladies stop watching this stuff, they'll stop producing it.
That's true.
You stop watching, they'll stop producing it. They only make it because they know you're gonna watch it. And what is that? And what does that say they think about you? That they can serve you crap and they know you're gonna eat it. So you say the women are chasing the bag, okay? Well, and the high value Black men are the bag. And to get him, you need to be childless and in shape. But if you got kids or you're overweight, are you really chasing the bag?
That's a good point. I'm guilty. I'm in the danger zone, and I'm guilty of chasing the bag, chasing the career. So
Okay, you chasing the what? The cream?
chase the career, the money.
Okay,
So
chasing the money, meaning chasing your money or chasing his money?
my money.
Okay. What do you do for a
Cool.
living?
I'm a consultant for a technology company.
Okay. Do you have a degree?
Yes.
And what city are you in?
Orlando.
Orlando. And have you crossed six figures?
No.
Okay. And you're 30.
Yes.
You want to, are you, I don't know, how much are you, where are you at? 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s?
80s.
Okay. Can I tell you something?
Yes.
You don't have a bag.
Okay.
$80,000 is more than the average black person. Okay? But see, unfortunately, we got sisters who are making high five figures, and it seems like because you're making 6,000, $6,000 to $7,000 a month. Hey,
Right.
if you come from a family where they was making $20 an hour, you doubled up. Well, if they was making $15 an hour, but let me give you an example. Remember, Chris Rock did a show, a comedy show. He's talking about the neighborhood I live in, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Big house, da 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 da. And I'm a famous black comedian, a movie star, da 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 da. You know who my next door neighbor is? A dentist. You could be a regular white
Right.
man, and I'm sitting in the neighborhood I live in. I see regular ass white people who are consultants, and they got more than you because see, here's what happens. Let's play this forward. You don't get married for the rest of your life. Your husband never finds you and he stays single for the rest of your life. You go from 80 to maybe 120 through your career. He's making 130 to 170. Together, individually, you got a home, he got a home. You got utilities, he got utilities. You're spending the money you could have saved on a mortgage, uh, this all your outgoing stuff could have been used for investments, property, everything else because you're unmarried.
Right.
This is why I asked the question: rich, wealthy, non-black men marry, divorce, and remarry even in this current environment. Marriage is up in 2019. Divorce has been cut in half. What do they know and understand about marriage that single middle class black men don't? But I got to ask what they understand about marriage that black women don't because you and a lot of sisters like you feel like you get in the bag because you can go and eat Ruth Chris from time to time and go have a mimosa and kick it with the girls and buy red bottoms. But let's be real, sis. You can't buy the red bottoms that sometimes you still got to shop on sale.
Right.
It ain't like you can go in there and buy it 3 times over in cash after your saving, after your college debt's paid off, your retirement's paid off, your investments are paid off. Then you can go buy it 3 times over in cash. And that's how they keep us.
Yeah, that's facts.
Because I'm gonna say this, I get Andrea in, I see you. In the in other communities, money circulates anywhere from 33 times before it leaves, 17 times before it leaves, 16 times. Even in Hispanic community, a dollar circulates 6 days before it leaves. You know how many times the dollar circulates in the black quote unquote community?
An hour, right?
6 hours. You get paid on Friday at 5, you're broke by midnight.
Right.
So if you were married, you would likely have a husband who would say, hey, we can do what we do, but we're going to make better economic decisions because, women tend to be more emotional and impulsive and men tend to be more calculated. You could get more being married, but we have not been taught to think of each other that way. You've been taught to think I got a bag by myself. But I'm going to say this and I'm going to get to the next person. If you're 30, how long you been in your career?
3 years.
3 years. Same company?
Yes.
Any non-black female counterparts?
Yes.
Have you seen any of these women get married or going to weddings?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's surprising. But typically, when I typically deal with women between 23 and 30, that's when women tend to be going to lots of weddings. I have a client right now. She's going to well, before COVID, she had gone to 4 weddings in the last 5 months. That's crazy. So the question you're going to have to ask yourself is, if you want to get married, what are you doing to make yourself competitive for the kind of man that you want? Because you should have had him 7 years ago.
I know. I just found you, and I'm glad I did.
Well, now you know, though,
Thanks.
right? Now you know. So now you know. So you be like, dang. Now at least you can put a number to it, and now you can actually start making some decisions. Adrian, you need to unmute yourself. Anything else before you get up out of here, sis?
No, thank you.
Appreciate it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right. Adrian, what you got for me?
Hi, Mr. Samuels. How are you?
I'm well. Adrian, is that's your name?
Yes,
And how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay. The topic is, why do high value men love white women? What do you have for me on the topic?
So I believe that it is.
You side heavy.
It's a status. It's a status thing.
Okay.
And I do believe that it's a potential that, because white women can open up certain doors, and they come from certain families. I went to a private boarding school, so I know a nice amount of like affluent young black men that are coming up into the Henrys, and they are coming and approaching these stages. And as I see them and they are marrying out, a lot of them are marrying white women. I just talked to one of my really good guy friends who is black, and he lives in San Diego, and he has a white girlfriend, and he's looking to marry her.
Does she come from an affluent family?
She does.
Okay, so you went to a boarding school, but now we can't say that all these women. What percentage of women do you say come from these affluent families that can open doors for men? What percentage would you say?
70.
Okay, 70%.
I would say 70.
Okay.
Yes.
And all right. And what kind of doors are we talking about them opening?
It could be anything, as far as like a job, opening up a better job, better opportunities, coming into a better family. I know that I don't come from the best family in the world. My family is a little bit on the ghetto side.
I understand. I was that same guy too.
So, sometimes I think when I'm out here, I think I'm fine. And I have some good things going for me, but I do know.
You think you're okay? Is that what you mean, fine? You're okay?
No, I think I'm fine.
Beautiful fine.
Yeah, I think I'm fine.
Okay, cam up.
Oh gosh.
Get your fine ass on the camera.
Oh.
You got 3,000.
Okay.
You got 3,000 people. Show what you're working with. So here's the thing, because we got to talk about this. Oh, you got me on in the background. Close the YouTube channel.
Okay.
You're watching yourself on YouTube. You can't do that. See, while you get that together, I'm going to say this. Black people, we got to realize that, when you have generational wealth and connections, they can use those connections. The only way we actually do something about that is through coupling. All right, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself now. All right, you got the YouTube closed down in the background?
Yes, is it better now?
Yep. So, how often are you working out?
How often do I work out? I don't work out as often as I should. Right now, getting back into the swing of things. So I'm back on a daily workout.
But how often were you working out? Are you working out once?
Currently I'm back to.
So over the last 10 years, how consistent have you worked out?
Over the last 10 years, I'll probably say
not enough.
Times a week.
How many?
About 3 times a week.
3 times a week.
I guess.
Okay, so here's a question. If you went to a private school or boarding school, private boarding school, right?
Yes.
And you got to see how money and affluence worked, like I did. Why have you not taken what you learned and gone to find your Keith?
I didn't realize the idea of a Keith
Okay. So
until I got older.
okay. So the question is, where'd you go to college?
I didn't graduate. I'm going back to school now. I just re-enrolled.
All right. So there's two things missing right here. Okay. If you didn't graduate, how many years did you get in college?
1 year.
1 year. What have you been doing since college?
Working.
Okay.
Too hard.
Working doing what?
In retail,
Okay.
management. I mean, I'm in management, but
all right,
it's not the best.
Again, I know. I mean, the two largest employers of Black women are the federal government and retail. So, sis, if you went to private school, boarding school, you saw how money and position moved. You had a window to it. And I'm trying to figure out why this is the same thing like when Black women go to college. They have a window to the world, but it doesn't seem to connect that you need a Black man to make this work. It's like having a toy and you don't have the batteries. I don't know if you ever did that before. Boys get toys and like, oh, I got a new remote control car. And you open it up and the batteries are not included. Where are the batteries in your life? Because let's be honest, sis, retail is not the lick.
Right.
You don't need that and 10 years in it. So I heard the truth. You said you think you're fine. All right. Well, how would you say your mentality is?
Be more specific.
Well, you say you come from what kind of family? Like kind of hood, ghetto, country, ratchet, what?
A little bit of a mix of everything in between.
All right. Then you went to that private school, right? How do you? When was your last boyfriend?
A year ago.
How long were y'all together?
4 years.
Okay. And what did he do for a living?
He owns a few businesses. He owns a few trucks, and a barbershop. So some things like that.
And why didn't you guys get married?
We have a child. So I live in Pennsylvania and he is Muslim. I converted to Islam.
Why didn't y'all get married?
We had a Muslim marriage. We didn't have a legal marriage. He wanted a second wife. That is why.
Okay.
I know. It's a mess.
Well, it's your choice. It's your choice, though. So, and you guys are no longer together?
No.
All right. Well, is there any chance of reconciliation?
No.
Okay. You watch my show, you know I'm big on asking people questions about therapy.
Yes, I do. No, I'm not in therapy, but I did just sign up to start going.
All right. Because at this point, at 30 years old, with a high school diploma, a child, retail experience, you know, Black men and white women are really kind of relevant in your situation. You saw what families can net, but you got to have the family. And here's the thing. Let me go ahead and dispel everything. Marriage ain't about love. It's about business. You don't get love. It ain't about him looking good. It ain't about the dick being good. Marry a boring guy. Marry a blue collar guy. Marry a guy who's got a little dick but a big bank account and 401k. Go get a vibrator. Do like the rest of every other woman on this planet and go with the man who has the ability to put you in a different lifestyle other than struggling like so many of our sisters do. And then when you see a black man with somebody else, you feel like he betrayed you. No, you betrayed yourself by allowing yourself to get in these positions. So I hope you go to the therapy, because if you got a son or a daughter.
I have a daughter.
All right. Well, your views on marriage, black men, are going to heavily impact her. Is her father active in her life?
Yes.
All right. Is he has a primary wife?
No.
Is he single?
Yes.
He's okay. Are you guys cordial?
Yes.
Okay. However y'all get that stuff figured out, your daughter's looking. Your daughter's looking, and the situation seems
Right.
kind of messy, man. To where I don't know why y'all can't resolve or whatever, but the chances of meeting a high value man in your position is slim to none. I need to say this to the room: if you have a child, you cut out high value men. If you're over,
I mean, I thought
I'm saying this to the room, not you. I'm saying this to the room. That's tomorrow night's show. We're gonna talk about the mother thing, but now, was there a non-black woman involved in your situation?
Oh no.
So,
No, not any non-black women.
so when you called into the show, what made you decide to listen to this show and offer your?
Okay, so I have a brother who is dating a white girl, and he has dated all white girls.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me very uncomfortable.
Why?
I think it's an internal thing that I have to deal with, that I just don't like it. And I've listened to them, and like, I know that behind closed doors, the conversations that happen that I wouldn't be comfortable with.
Hold on. Your brother's only dated white girls his entire life?
He's dated one black girl in high school, and I think she cheated on him, and it scarred him forever, and he never dated a black girl again.
All right. And how long has he been with his girlfriend?
He's not going to leave her. They're going to stay together.
Just saying,
I know.
But the thing is he happy?
No, but it's not about happiness. They have a family, and they've built things at this point in time. I'm supportive because it's my nieces and my nephews, and I love my family.
But I don't get it. I mean, it sounds like they're not married.
No, they are not married.
All right. Yeah, y'all get down different in Pennsylvania, but okay. But he's been with her for how long?
Maybe 6 years.
And they have children, and they have built stuff together.
Yeah.
But you don't like her because she's white.
Oh, I know that sounds bad.
But it is bad. It is bad. That's the truth. How does she treat you? How does she treat your brother?
I don't like it.
How does she treat your brother? Does he complain about the treatment? That's a yes or no question.
So,
does he complain about the treatment?
No.
Okay.
He's a man. He doesn't complain about that.
No. The follow-up question. Did you treat your ex better than she treats him?
Yes.
But yet you're not with him, and she's still with her man.
Right.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
But he doesn't complain.
I think
but he doesn't
I tolerated things that.
But ma'am, he does.
My issue,
he doesn't.
okay. Like
he's happy, and he doesn't complain about his situation. You're not happy.
Oh, I sound crazy.
That's why the therapy's needed, ma'am. Because you're worried about your brother. See, So many of our sisters need to get your own life. You had a whole man,
Right.
and you had opportunities that a lot of other people didn't have, and you're not taking advantage of any of them. You called in onto this
Well,
show because this ain't even your issue. It's because of your brother with a white woman. But this is what I mean. Something about white women and black women makes y'all lose y'all's freaking mind, man, and becomes completely irrational. But this is in a lot of y'all.
why you think? Why do you
I
think
don't
it's in
know.
there?
That's what the therapist is for. I'm not Dr. Phil. I just pointed it out. But here's the thing. Your brother is sitting next to his woman and his children today,
Happy.
right?
And I'm here lonely and miserable. You're right. You got a point.
Right.
I hear you.
And if I asked your ex why you left or why y'all aren't together, who broke up your home? Did you
You
leave?
want that whole thing back?
Did he leave or did you leave?
I left.
Really? See, surprisingly, 80% of black women walk out of their
I
own
know.
marriages.
I mean, my situation was a little bit different though.
It may be different, but the stats still are the same, ma'am. You had
You're right.
and the thing is, and this is why the media will make movies and situations to let y'all just fester in this shit. Yeah. If Tyler Perry or Oprah made a made for TV movie about some shit like this, y'all will file in there instead of having your own healthy, happy lives. So I thank you for calling in because you just kind of typified what's going on. You had a situation. You haven't said what's
So
really wrong with it, but
time out. I have a question before I go.
go
I
ahead.
need to know. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh. So what would you rate me?
How tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
8.
And how much did you weigh at your last weigh-in?
6.
No. You weighed 6 what? How much did you weigh?
What my weight?
Mm.
140.
Okay. I would give you a 6.
Oh no, a 6.
Ma'am, I do this for a living as a professional.
Okay. All right. So that just because of like me having a kid?
Nope. The kid actually moves you down a point.
Oh heck no, not lower than that.
Ma'am, you're asking my opinion. That's why I took you off camera. Ma'am,
Okay.
you're cute. You're cute. And cute is like normal. You ever watch Good Times? The show Good Times?
I'm like Thelma.
Thelma is a point above. She's a 7. You come in at about a 6, and that's because you have a, kind of clear skin. But when's the last time you wore your natural hair?
Well, I do normally wear my natural hair. I just had fun with this
here's
one.
the thing: 6 is not ugly. See, here's one of the big problems. People think of 6, and they think of 60% like of a grade. 6 is cute. But like, I don't use 7s because so many women would call themselves 7s. 8 is where Pam Grier is. Beyonce is like an 8. Beyonce is not classically beautiful. She's pretty, gorgeous, pretty, beautiful, and gorgeous. Okay? So cute is perfectly acceptable. 5 is normal. 4 or 5. I don't know why so many women don't want to just be normal, average. I mean, your ex, was he
Who wants to be normal?
Oh well, let's ask. Was your ex a cardiologist?
No.
Okay. Well, he was. He owned. You said he owned some businesses, right?
Yes.
Did he go to college?
No.
Okay, but he made something of himself, and he was owned several businesses. How much did he end up making annually?
I believe he was bringing in like around 120 or something.
In Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, or Pittsburgh?
Like Philadelphia area.
Okay, so 120. All right, the cost of living in Philadelphia is. Let's look at the cost of living. I don't know who wants to be average. More people should go ahead and embrace average, and they'd stop driving themselves crazy. Cost of living in Philadelphia is it's right around 100%. So 120, he's doing well. He's doing well in the top 10%.
Okay.
So you actually got a man a man who's earning outpaced your looks.
Oh no.
I'm a certified image consultant, and I've been doing this for a decade. I've done this for politicians, Hollywood movie stars, athletes, entertainers, people with several zeros in their bank accounts. Ma'am, I don't know why so many of our sisters feel like they are. This is a phenomenon with black women. This is not across the board with other groups of women. I can say this is Ado's black woman thing. And you just turned on YouTube. You're gonna have to turn that off.
Who, me? I didn't turn it on.
Okay.
Did it come back on?
This is an Ado's black woman thing. So again, that's just where it is. And here's the thing: you're 30. You're 30.
Yes.
Okay, so at 30 years old, getting the feedback. Even at 30, if you were 9, yeah, you're getting feedback. I gotta mute you. At 30, even if you were 9, the day you turn 30, you drop a point, and then you drop a point for the kid. Again, average. I don't know why that's become such a bad thing. We're getting feedback. I appreciate you calling in, sis. I gotta wrap this one up. It's after midnight. Thank you very much. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why we've gotten to the point to where we think, this Instagram culture, everybody got to be gorgeous. And, I said it to men the other day. Don't kill yourself or stress yourself out trying to become something you're not going to be. You don't have to be a high value man to be happy. There's a lot of stress that comes with living a high value lifestyle. We have made average, everyday, normal. We've made that trash. And here's the funny thing. We got average, everyday, normal people who can't even work together. That woman, like the previous caller, people right there in the middle who could be together, but instead, her being separate and him being separate, her kid in daycare makes a lot of people money off of, there are people profiting off of the brokenness of black people. Without black couples, you can't have black nothing. Stop talking about reparations. Stop talking about community. Stop talking about anything. ADOS, FBA. Without black couples, it don't matter. And black people cannot get black couples done. It's a wrap. The marital rate in black America is at 26% and falling. I'm not talking about some spiritual union. I'm talking about legal state marriage, home ownership, life insurance, in case of emergency, the normal boring shit every other group of people in this country does. Black America, we decide I don't want to do that. That's too much like white. That's too much like regular. I don't want to do that. We want to do it the hard way. And then we get our women in the middle, our average women who in years or decades gone by, go back and look at your grandma or your great grandma, average looking women, but she had a man for 50 years, 40 years. We got all you average women today, just because you got a piece of paper on the wall and a little bit of money in the bank, you think you're something and you're not. You got white women who are making masters and PhDs and they got husbands and kids and PTA. Why is it that black women feel like you got a degree and some money and that just makes you a superhero? That just makes you in debt and you're not happy. Show me a black woman who is fit, happy, and single. Fit, happy, and single. You wonder why have you noticed that with the increase in weight, the decrease in the marital rate, the amount of black women on medication for anxiety, depression, and it comes down to relationship. Black men, you need to go ahead. I'm sorry, black men, they want to be in relationships. Black men want to get married to black women. Black women, you need to start admitting, I want to get married to a black man. I want a relationship. You better hold your hand up and say, pick me. Start worrying about colorism and Becky and all this other BS that's been continually gets pumped to you every day to keep you separate from your men. Show me love and hip hop for white people. Show me World Star for Asian people. Show me any of this tea sipping economy for Hispanic people. While we're worried about sensationalism and gossip and this and that, people are building businesses, not horizontal businesses, but vertical businesses. They're gentrifying and taking over your neighborhood while, we're worried about, hot girl summer and, you're worried about going to Italy to ride the carousel and you're worried about smashing this. When are we going to grow up? When are we going to grow up? When? When are both sides going to just say enough? We've been marketed to, we've been lied to, the media's poisoned us. Enough. We're going to stop supporting this stuff. All right, you want to make a change? Stop watching it. The next video you see talking about black men ain't doing this, ain't doing that, turn it off. If it ain't a black man on, if you see, the next time you go to a video, Madame Noir, or any of these things, and they talking about black men ain't this and that, and you don't see black men like myself on the panel talking, if you hear those black men that are like, yes, sister, I'd like to hear what you say, queen. Da, 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 da. If black men, if they giving no pushback, turn that shit off. Because I guarantee you look in the audience and all you see is a bunch of women. If you don't see black men in there sitting up straight, spitting fire, that ain't a place for you. Because they can tell you something to make you feel good, but they ain't gonna get you nothing that's gonna get on that finger. Because ain't nobody on that panel married either. Black men are not your enemy. But you've been marketed to, told that black men don't this, don't that, don't this, don't that. But why is it that the black men are marrying out? Why is it that Becky is going to class to learn how to deal better with her Kareem? Why is it that when you turn your back, here comes Marisol and over there tipping over? I mean, you had non-black women call into this show from the Ukraine, from here, from there. These women are watching your men. If you don't get your stuff together and go get your men, ladies, they are not going to stay by themselves, nor should they. I refuse to tell black men who will work to make themselves something that they should just have to sit there and accept whatever. They should not be accepting your kids, you're overweight, or if you have an attitude. If any of that's you, you've automatically pushed yourself out of contention for the kind of men you say you want. But then you need to stop talking about the dusties and the crusties and this and that. Because, hey, that's all you can get. Like attracts like. Are you competitive for the men you say you want? Because they are out here. Like I said, my group, I got a group full of men, group full of women. That woman that called in, she's fine. Oh, she's dark skinned too, in Seattle. And like I said, she'll be married. She'll be married. Within a year or so, oh, she'll be married. Oh, she will be married. How do I know? Put CIA black men, FBI black women in a room together, let nature take its course. It takes somebody making a decision. And I'll say it this way. I'm an image consultant, a lifestyle coach. All your love gurus selling you this book, saying that book, Steve Harvey and this and that. Where are their stuff? They don't talk to brothers. I talk to men. I know what they want. I'm telling you what they want. Are you going to give them what they want? Or are you going to be like the 33-year-old woman and going to try to get us to accept what you want us to take? Brothers ain't going to have it. They're not going to take it. And if you don't give them what they want, they will find another store. Generation X was the last group of men to be raised traditional. Millennial men, 50-50. Some are traditional, some aren't. Zennials, they're not pulling this stuff. You're going to have to come correct. I was on a panel the other day, listened to a show, 19-year-old brother saying, I'm going to be staying in this country, get my education, but then I'm going to go back to Africa and find my wife and stay there. What does that say, Ado's black woman? When you got people coming to this country to benefit from the civil rights struggle, affirmative action, all these things to get our resources and education, and then taking themselves and going elsewhere. What does it say when you see frustrated black men in Brazil? When you see Diary of a Tired Black Man? Have you ever actually just tried to sit down and listen to what black men were saying without calling them crybabies and simps and wimps and lames and who hurt you? Have you ever tried to do the one thing that escapes so many of us? Have you ever tried to empathize to see what's he saying? Or do you want to automatically, your mama black? Or do you want to be like this person who kept calling me yesterday? Would not let it go. I want to hear the message. Here it is. Wouldn't let it go. Just nuttier than squirrel shit. You're not going to end up making black men feel bad. You need to delete all your stupid videos. You talk down on women cause all the women you've been with didn't treat you right. All women are not the same. So you just going based off things you've seen or heard. That actually made sense to this person. You are very disrespectful and rude. Next time you go on live, I would like to talk on your show. You just going off the things you've seen or heard. You're just going off the things you've seen or heard. You're just going off the things you've seen or heard. We ain't all the same. See, when you got to make an argument like that, you've already lost. When you got to make that argument, you've already lost. And that woman called me like 18 times during yesterday's show. Well, I'm going to show you. That's what tried to call me and check me. Yep, that. That is your minute of fame, man. Enjoy it. That's what tried to check me. I know things are not ever going to be perfect, but they're not supposed to be. Black folks were the most married out of slavery, Jim Crow. We were able to build towns, build things, do stuff. We know how to do this. But in order to get something done, we're going to have to stop fighting, stop warring, going back into this with good faith. And if you're a woman and the men around you aren't that way, don't be around those men. If you're a man and the women are not like that around you, don't be around them. But like it or not, life is about people. And this pandemic has shown one thing. Black America is so vulnerable. We are ridiculously fractured and broken. There's no way you should have so many eligible black men sitting in their house, condo, townhome, apartment, and so many eligible black women sitting in their house, condo, townhome, apartment, in the same city, separated, don't know each other. Ask the average black woman, when's the last time you had a proper date? A proper date where, hey, I would like to take you out on this date at this time. We're going to do this, this, this. I'll pick you up at this time. Last time you went on a proper date. the longer you stay unattached to someone, the rustier your interpersonal skills will get. And I will tell you, they have a direct impact to your ability to progress inside of your career, to move up in corporate America, to move up in blue collar America. Like it or not, life is about people. Life happens out there. And everyone else can seem to get it done. I refuse to believe that there is something terminally or critically wrong with black folk. It comes down to this. Black folks, black men, black women. Let me talk to you. Black women, you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make a decision to deal with your black men. Put your career, your degree, all the stuff you think should matter to the side, because it don't. You're going to need some humility, sympathy, and empathy. Yep. If you cannot muster that, cool. But unfortunately, the numbers are not on your side. If every black man married a black woman tomorrow, there'd still be 2 million more of you out there. At the end of the day, I'll end this show just like I started it. What does any of this, white women, colorism, Becky, Marisol, COVID, what does any of that have to do with a competitive woman? And just like the caller said earlier today, nothing. Has nothing to do with a competitive woman. Get competitive or be a feet. That candle smells good.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes, yeah. Lead the way.
Join me on Patreon. The videos you will only see there. Monday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Patreon only live stream. Yes.
I follow to the edge of it all.
Join me in the front room on IG. Videos you will only see there. When they're up, they're up. When they're down, they're down.
'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment
Email me at info@bykevinsamuels.com with your show ideas, or go to bykevinsamuels.com to book your one-on-one virtual consult, advice line, interpersonal communication, corporate and career advice. Do it there. Don't write me an email telling me your life story. I won't read it. Expect my inbox.
it's not a problem. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah.
Thanks, L Boy,
Nothing can stop me.
DW, Jared.
'Cause I'm